Hello and welcome, Bhushan Deodar ji. It's so wonderful to have you here. And on behalf of Seattle DCGB, we are really excited about this podcast. And Art of Living is a global phenomena in meditation, in breathing techniques, wellness, and helmed by Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar ji. It has transformed millions of lives. So we're excited to talk about it today. And we have with us Bhushan Deodar ji, who is also the CEO of Shankar Naturals. He's the facilitator here of the US operations of Art of Living. And we want to talk a little bit about the global impact and a little bit about your background. How did you embrace Art of Living and become part of this culture? And let's talk a little bit about that and about the vision and mission of Art of Living.
Very nice to meet you, Peony. It's so nice to be here with you. So looking forward to our conversation today.
Wonderful. So, Bhushanji, please tell us a bit about the Art of Living itself, the vision, the mission. I know it was founded in 1981, and it has come a really long way in transforming lives, creating positive impact in the lives of people. Let's talk about that and, proceed from there.
Yeah. So this organization was started by Gurudev, Shri Ravi Shankar ji, back in 1981, as you said. And his mission was just to bring happiness in one's life. And the reason why he named the organization The Art of Living is because living life peacefully, joyfully, happy requires a little skill. And this skill can be achieved through just attending to our breath, to attending to our mind, and all the ancient secrets of yoga, meditation that we can apply, that can bring it into our life. And back in 80s, people thought that people had to leave all that they do in their day-to-day life and go in the mountains and meditate, and that's how they can practice yoga. So there were like a lot of misconceptions about yoga, and yoga was not really a mainstream thing in those days. Like people, meditation, I mean, nobody would actually really practice meditation in day-to-day life, especially when I was, a child. We would hear about meditation, but nobody really taught. So that was Gurudev's mission, to bring life, bring joy in everybody's life. And that's how he started this organization in 1981. So it's really attending to the individual and helping people deal with the stress. In our day-to-day life, there are so many responsibilities we have. There are so many pressures we have in the professional life, in our personal life. And life, as time is progressing, is getting more and more difficult, more and more complicated, whether it's relationships or the work pressures. And stress has
become such an important thing for all of us.
Exactly. So how to deal with stress? And the crux of it is to work with our breath, because our emotions, the mental emotions, the emotions that we experience in our mind are connected with the rhythms of the breath. And we are taught basically to suppress negative emotions. Don't, it's not good to get angry. It's not good to get sad. So often what we do is we suppress these negative emotions, but that doesn't really work. It doesn't really, the more you suppress it, then one day you just burst out with negative emotions.
It doesn't help
Yeah, so there's a healthy way to deal with that, and that's through our breath. Because there's a connection between these emotions and our breath, the rhythms in the breath. So by attending to the rhythms of our breath, we can eliminate this negative emotions in a very healthy manner. And that is the crux of the technique that came to Gurudev. It's called the Sudarshan Kriya, which is based on the rhythms of the breath, and to eliminate the stress in the mind, the tension in the mind, and naturally become happier, naturally become joyful, naturally get the mind into the meditative state.
So that is. It seems like it's a science. It's almost like
absolutely
there's such a scientific,
absolutely. Absolutely. So these techniques, right? So these techniques is started to teach to people, and also some knowledge from our ancient scriptures, how just implementing some few little things in our life can make our life more joyful. So it's a combination of these techniques and some knowledge and then some games and some fun, activity is part of this Art of Living course, which he started teaching in 1981. And then from there, the organization grew. I don't, I mean, he used to say in the early days, Gurudev used to say that, there are millions and millions of people waiting for me. And in those days, those who were with Gurudev, they used to think like, oh, what is Gurudev saying? There are only 15 people here. And Gurudev is
How,
talking
I
about,
mean, that brings me to this question that, how was your journey into art of living actually? Like, I was looking at, the many accomplishments that you have had. You have been to Harvard. You can tell a little bit about your life and your inclusion into this program and when. Like you said that it was early on. Like from what I'm hearing, you have been with Guruji for
yeah.
pretty some like
Yeah.
quite a
I've
while.
been with Gurudev for almost 25 years now. And my journey started, I actually, like, many Indians who, they get their degrees in engineering or
You're
medicine.
one of
I
those.
got my degree in engineering and I came here to the US to study higher studies, to do my master's back in 90s. And those days, I was not really looking for spirituality. I was not at all interested in meditation or any of these things
Like
actually.
any of us during those days, like you're just living life.
Absolutely. My life was totally focused on just achieving things, making more money, getting promoted and all that basically. And then just the life kind of like as you start to get more experiences in your life, I realized that there is something more to life. I thought that life was in my control and I was looking for happiness in some activities of the senses. I used to do a lot of crazy things like jumping from the planes, like skydiving and skiing, and I used to look for joy in such things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it felt like there's something still missing. There's something more to life than what I think it is. And our mind, which we think we can control, we can't really control our mind. And that's when I started to seek, I started to find out. And I got exposed to Indian spirituality at that time. And then a friend told me, actually, art of living has grown through word of mouth. That has been the primary way in which how so many people have been touched through our programs
Mhm.
is word of mouth. When somebody feels a difference in their life, then they want to share it. And that's how she told me that, hey, you should do this course. It's really nice. So I took the part one course, what is called the Art of Living course, part one. And then after that, there was a silence course. And Gurudev, it was with Gurudev in Austin, Texas. At the time, I used to live in Los Angeles, California.
Okay, so you were not in India then when you.
No, I had come to, yeah, I had already come to the US in mid 90s,
I see.
and I was living in Los Angeles at the time in Santa Monica and
I
working there for Oracle. I used to work for Oracle back in the days. And so I was very curious. I did the part one and then I went for the part two course, the silence course with Gurudev. And that was a life transforming experience for me. Just those 4 days. And I said, I just felt like I'm just meditating and there was so much joy that was coming up from within, so much happiness, so much contentment. And I
Yeah.
just felt like this is something so precious. And I remember still actually in that course on the last day they shared a video of some testimonials of people in prisons. Art of Living is quite active in prisons. We have taught more than 1 million prisoners across the globe through our programs. We've reached more than 1 million people. So they shared a video of one of such courses where one prisoner was sharing that, if I knew these techniques before, I wouldn't be here at the prison. If I knew how to handle my anger, I wouldn't have done what I
Imagine that.
did.
I can imagine that so transformational. Like
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
prisoner to say that, right? And
absolutely.
to be, I mean, I also went to the Kanakpura Bangalore thing, and with a personal experience, I was like one day just stressed out at work, and I'm like, I have to find a place where I just can go and
Uh,
just de-stress. And that, like, I took a bus, and I remember going all the way. I was like, in my mid 20s,
oh,
and
wow. Nice.
same. I just enter the premises of the Kanakpura Road Art of Living Center, and it is so beautiful,
Yeah.
blissful, like they say. And I was completely like, okay, this is where I'm going to live for the rest of my life. But of course not. But it was, I can imagine how one can be drawn towards art of living in a big way and feel transformed through these
Yeah.
experiences.
Another prisoner in that video shared that, if they were so glad that they're in the prison, because if they were not in the prison, they wouldn't have done that course.
Oh,
So when I heard those things, I felt like, there's so many, we are living in our own prison of the mind. And this is such a useful technique that, if I felt like if I can share this with few people, then I have done something in my life. And that's how my journey started. I wanted to do service. I wanted to be part of this movement. And fortunately, I got the opportunity to personally spend a lot of time with Gurudev. I became a teacher a year later, and then I started my journey in 2005. I used to work at Oracle. I left my job at Oracle, and I joined the foundation full time. I started managing. We had a software company, which was a for-profit company called
Wow.
Sumeru. So I
Mhm.
started running the operations of that company in the US back in 2005, and I would use my time to teach programs all over the country, all over the world actually, and that is how my journey started. Since 2007, Gurudev gave me the opportunity to play the role of a secretary here in North America. So whenever he would come to North America, I would travel with him, and that has been such an amazing journey actually, just to kind of observe him how he deals with complex situations, just managing this
The
organization which is
smile. And I think
yeah.
Guruji's smile is so disarming in nature. He's like, life
Yeah,
is good. I mean, he truly teaches the art of living in a way. We go about life, we really don't know how to live it with
yeah,
such to celebrate it in a way. And we see that. I see every time Guruji talks about anything, he just kind of dismisses all your worries, your pains. It's like life is a gift. Enjoy
absolutely.
it. Like that's what I get from most of his.
Absolutely, and just the sheer amount of responsibility. See, you may think that okay, if you don't have responsibilities, then you can smile. But if you see Gurudev, he's managing the organization in 180 countries today, and so many followers everywhere. So many people are reaching out to him for finding that mental solace and all the problems that they are facing. They're coming. I mean, every day Gurudev meets thousands and thousands of people, and all of them are just sharing their problems to him, and to keep that calm, to keep that smile in spite of being responsible for so many people's well-being, that is something very, very amazing. And that is what inspires me every day, that I want to be part of this. I want to do a little bit. It's like that story of Krishna, when Govardhan Parvat, when it was raining, and he said to all the villagers, all the gopis and gopas, that you all also hold your stick to hold the mountain. I
Yes.
feel like one of those, holding my stick,
Oh my
and
God.
it's a
That's a
combination
job.
of
It's a big undertaking.
so
Look,
it's a
I mean,
combination of so many people, so many volunteers coming together and doing their little part
yes.
uh, from Gurudev's inspiration. I mean, he's the inspiration
Yes, and
to.
coming to that, like, it is a volunteer-run organization, and to keep it sustained for like such a long time. And of course, there are costs involved, like, because of so many, there's a global impact of art of
Yes,
living. And let's talk a little bit about that. You said the presence of this particular course and the whole foundation is in 180 countries. Like, that's a big number,
absolutely,
and
absolutely,
it's growing. I think it's growing by the hour as we speak. So
absolutely.
this like, to create that kind of global impact, to run an organization which is so has its roots like everywhere, it spreads so worldwide. What
Yeah.
have been the, like, have there been any challenges, if
Oh,
you
challenges are absolutely. There are challenges every step of the way. I mean, when Gurudev started the organization, there was so much prejudice against yoga, against meditation. That has changed. That has changed in last 30
God?
years. Now you see yoga studio every third corner of the street.
Yes, yes, I agree to that. Like,
So, but in initial days, there was a lot of resistance, and especially, people used to tell Gurudev that, oh, you should wear, pant and shirt, and then people would, accept you. I mean, he would wear white robes, and
right.
he would
Oh,
say,
wow.
tell
What
him, people would tell
prejudices, lot of prejudices for something so good and so,
him, yeah,
yoga, meditation, these are like powerful tools, I feel like, for our lives. And, when you look at the stress levels, like, everybody needs to go through this course just to know that this is the right way of living, like the art, to learn that art, because we
Absolutely.
set such crazy goals for ourselves, unnecessarily crazy goals, and then get stressed out, you
Yeah, yeah.
know.
So people used to tell Gurudev, oh, if you dress like Western clothes, people would accept you more. And Gurudev said, no, I am what I am. And if people, I'll share what I know. And if people want to take it, they'll take it. And so he just was firm in his approach towards things. And we are seeing such a transformation. Even in India, in early 90s or in 80s, there was not much spread or acceptance of yoga in common people's
Not
lives.
even, yeah.
Yeah, not
Wow.
even India. And that has changed. Like in 90s, it just like took off. The organization, the message, Gurudev's message was resonating so much. And it was need of the time actually. And, so it has grown so much. And it's a very loose organization in terms of it's not a very hierarchical organization. Everybody has an ability to connect with Gurudev, talk to him. He's very accessible. Like as I said, he's meeting like if you go to Bangalore ashram,
Mm.
twice a week, anybody, whoever comes, has the opportunity to meet with him.
That is so
And
cool.
there is a line. There are at least 10,000 people who are from one end of the ashram to the other end.
My
The
God.
chairs in a row are arranged, and people sit and wait. And Gurudev literally walks and meets everybody, every single person. He does that twice a week when he's in Bangalore ashram, and then when he's traveling, he's meeting so many people. So tirelessly for 45 years, he's been doing this. It's just phenomenal, and this can only happen when you have such a deep sense of love for everybody. Like when you see everybody part of your family and
So
you
much
see that
compassion, so much, and that's
absolutely,
something that's so lacking today. Like, I mean, not, generally people have started living in silos. They're really not connecting deeply with another human. And here to think that someone's out there on a mission to transform lives, to actually build them up from these stressed people, like that's so giving in nature. Like,
absolutely,
I think spreading
absolutely,
love, the nature of giving, and you being a teacher, like that's something that I'm sure uh, I don't know, it's such a great mission to be on. Gives you so
absolutely.
much satisfaction, I'm sure. Like,
Absolutely. Even as a teacher, what I always tell everybody is that even as a teacher, you think that you're teaching, but you're really actually learning. Because when you have to share this knowledge with other people and when you explain it to them, you actually learn. So I've learned so much because I've facilitated so many programs, so many courses. So it's really the framework that Gurudev has created is to enable people to continue their journey towards self-development and find that inner peace. So that's and he travels. I mean, he's traveling. Literally, he visits 100+ cities every year. Uh,
I mean,
and yeah, so it's like literally, people ask him where do you live, and he says I live on the plane because
I know, and he never envisioned this life for himself, I'm sure, that
yeah,
he'll
yeah.
be doing this kind of massive, like, traveling all over the world. Um, which brings me to the next, thing that we want to talk about. The Soak and Bliss tour is coming up, Guruji's like big tour. And I remember one of my friends had been to the Washington, D.C. one, which had happened last year, which was also huge in scale. It was massive, and people were like, I don't know how there were so many people. I don't know how that accommodations were possible. Who went
Yeah,
there, who stayed there, but it's a 3-day program. Um,
absolutely.
so is it something similar to that?
So the one that we had in Washington DC is something called the World Culture Festival. So that every 4 5 years we hold that, and it's to really celebrate cultures of the world and giving an opportunity, giving a platform for upcoming artists to perform and share their art with everybody. So that we do every 4 5 years. So we had that festival on the National Mall right in front of the Capitol,
Yes, the
between
National Mall. Yes.
Capitol and Washington Monument, and we had 1.1 million people participate in that program over 3 days, and it was just phenomenal.
Insane number. That's really huge.
And I mean,
Yes.
we don't know how so many people will come, but the message, people are looking for such a thing. So it resonated with people, and so many people came from all walks of life. I mean, they were literally I would say 120 nationalities represented in that audience. So it was a global audience. So what we're doing in Seattle is slightly different. Gurudev is actually doing a workshop on meditation. It's a master class. So it's a two-session master class, about 5 hours in one day, two sessions of 2.5 hours, where he will be sharing some of the ancient secrets of meditation. So there is a scripture called Vidyan Bhairav from Kashmir Shaivism. There are many 120 different techniques of meditations are mentioned. So some of those techniques and plus some other scriptures, some techniques from that, he will be doing a master class on meditation, which is something not to be missed. There are so many amazing tools that he will be sharing and
We have about
knowledge.
10 minutes left,
Knowledge.
so just we'll have to,
Absolutely.
yes.
It's a great opportunity for the residents of Seattle, and not just Seattle, but all the surrounding states to come. It's on a Sunday, so it's easier to even travel from nearby cities to join.
I know, I
So
know. I think that it's really building up. It's creating such a big buzz here for all the Seattleites, and hopefully for others who like live closer, like in Oregon and whole of Pacific Northwest, can actually access this workshop. And uh,
abs-
I'm sure, like just seeing Guruji in person and like this whole the environment that he creates around him, it's so blissful. So Soak in Bliss being a very apt name for this upcoming
Absolutely.
tour. And
Yeah, for
you know,
Seattle, it's perfect because you soak in rain a lot. So now soak in
I know how perfect actually. And there are so many people here, like who are in IT, who are in different domains, and they're like just having this 9 to 5 jobs, and I'm sure they would take this. Like, this is such a good break to just
Absolutely.
come
Absolutely.
in there and lose
Yeah, yeah.
yourself in.
Yeah. So we just want to make sure everybody knows about this opportunity.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, this is a message, that we want to share with whoever is watching this podcast, that do not miss this opportunity. This is such a wonderful opportunity to connect with Guruji and learn about all these techniques, the breathing techniques, the meditation techniques, and especially the ancient um, uh, techniques of meditation and yoga, which seems something that not everyone would have access to because it's ancient and definitely very well researched. And, you know,
Absolutely.
so
And
this
it's
is
just not it's like the presence. Like, see the knowledge, it's like who is it comes from, right? It's not just about the technique, but it's really the energy behind the technique. That what makes the transformation happen. So many times, we get caught up in the technique, but it's not really just the technique, but there's some energy behind that technique. And when you are in the presence of an enlightened master,
like a
just
silent,
something
powerful.
unlocks. Exactly,
Yeah,
something unlocks, which otherwise it won't be possible.
absolutely. And I do want to, talk a little bit as we are ending this podcast in the next 5 minutes. Um, how has art of living been a messenger of peace? Because when you look at the world right now, with the wars going on, and there is so much of which human beings usually get drawn towards. There's this war, there's this need for power and whatever, like it just so much of darkness out there. How has art of living been able to really address that and share a message of peace, like to the world? And I think that's also something that um, comes from art of living and the way it is moving forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, in what Gurudev says, and I firmly believe in it, is that outer peace is not possible without inner peace. So it's like we have to make the individuals feel the peace within. And when they feel that peaceful within, calmness within, then they are able to share that peace with everybody around. And that is how we kind of work at the individual level. And then these individuals, just like me, and there are so many such people who have taken that responsibility to share this gift with others and make a difference in the society. So working at the societal level, so art of living works at the individual level, and these individuals come together and work at the level of the society, and then at the level of the country and the nations. And Gurudev himself as a peacemaker, has traveled to so many countries, so many conflict areas. He was also responsible for ending a 50-year-old conflict in Colombia between the FARC, the FARC militants, and the Colombian government. They had been at odds with each other for 50 years, with so many people,
My
millions of
God,
people losing their lives. And he actually took upon himself to go there and meet with the FARC leaders, meet with the Colombian government, the president,
that's
and he
all.
actually brokered the peace there. He did a lot of work in Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, it didn't have a happy ending, but he went to Sri Lanka many times to broker a peace between Sri Lankan government and LTT. In Kashmir, we have been doing a lot of work.
Such an ambassador of peace for
Yeah,
that
Iraq,
matter.
Gurudev has gone there 3 times. So Gurudev has been instrumental in bringing sides together. See, a lot of times what happens is that lack of trust is the root cause of conflicts. But if there is, you may have a difference of opinion, but a difference of opinion combined with lack of trust creates a conflict. The only way we can address it is by creating an environment of trust among people and a listening ear and find a solution through dialogue. And it's always a give and take. And if we can bring people on a common platform to hear each other, and that's why I feel like more and more leaders need to tap into these techniques to find
Absolutely,
that inner peace
absolutely.
so
Yes,
that
yes.
they can bring peace to others. That's so much needed, and Gurudev has been working on it for tirelessly, even in Russia and Ukraine. The Ukraine, we have so many teachers. We did so much work actually, and have been
Like
doing so.
people who are Ukrainians who are also like,
Indian, yeah, we actually helped the Indian government to help bring all the Indian students who were stuck at the beginning of the conflict and providing them housing and providing them transportation out of Ukraine and bring them over to India. So we were helping Indian government and also providing trauma relief programs for the residents of Ukraine and in Russia, both. We
so
have
much noble work out there. And
1,500, yeah, we have more than 1,500 teachers in Russia who are
bravo, that's so transformational when you think that people are just trying to spread the message of peace and
exactly.
meditation and just doing so much goodness out there. So, kudos to the whole organization of Art of Living. And I do want to share again that the Soak in Bliss tour is happening. It's happening here in Seattle. Do not miss it. Anybody in the Pacific Northwest, you must attend this. This is going to be blissful and transformational. This has been such an exciting opportunity for Seattle DCTV to connect with you, Bhushanji. And it it has been very insightful and knowledgeable, and to just know that Art of Living is doing so much more. It's just not about, like helping you de-stress. I mean, going out there, being ambassadors of peace, doing these relief programs. There's so much more to it, and this organization is bonded with love and peace. And that's what, like, any last message from you
No,
uh,
just,
that
just
you leave us with.
yeah,
We have
just
about 2 minutes.
take charge of your mental health, your mental well-being, and you may think that you are doing well, but these techniques can even make you feel much better. So I would say that just take a step if you have never, and find out for yourself how it can benefit you. Even if you think you don't need help, even if you think you're happy, there is so much more that life has to offer, and these techniques can help you get there.
We have to give ourselves that chance to
Absolutely.
soak in bliss. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having this discussion, this podcast with you. Very energizing. And we look forward to more of Guruji's programs, and, his Soak in Bliss tour is being the most, forthcoming, the one which is upcoming now. And we are very excited and hope to see you in Seattle as well
Yes, I'm
soon.
looking forward. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Namaste. Bye bye.